Larry Tooley had a near-death experience in which he had a life review, at the end of which he realized how important it was to forgive himself. The being within the light uttered a phrase that I can't remember, but the phrase triggered a total recall of my life from the time when I was first born until the accident when I had died. My whole life passed before my eyes, as if I were viewing a very vivid film. I was moving at a very high speed, and yet I could view each scene that unfolded with crystal clarity, and the speed seemed normal to me too. It seemed as if I were judging myself, for I found no judgment from the being standing before me. Instead of condemnation, I felt an unconditional loving tolerance, such as a parent would feel towards his children after they had done something wrong. As the scenes of my life unfolded, I felt good knowing I had handled certain situations very well. I could see how I had increased my spiritual development and advancement, but I didn't like other scenes I saw. I judged myself very harshly because of the way I had handled them. I thought to myself how much better I could have dealt with those situations. I found myself desperately wanting to go back to correct my actions in them. The things I had botched had retarded my spiritual development and held me back. I was being much harder on myself than any judge could ever be. As the last scenes of my life played to an end, I became aware that the light from the being had intensified considerably. I could feel my body changing. As I looked down, I could see the light burning through me with tremendous force. Earthly impurities were being stripped from me as large areas of my bodies were becoming transparent. I could see the outlines of my spiritual body filling those transparent areas. I experienced no pain as the impurities and imperfections were stripped away. I felt a tremendous exhilaration and elation as the last of the impurities were stripped from me. The things which I had been burdened with on earth were gone. I felt truly free. It was wonderful not to be plagued with my earthly imperfections any longer. For the first time, I really understood how much excess baggage we carry with us through this life, and how things we struggle with and can't overcome while on this earth are burdens we carry with us all our lives. There are some burdens so great that we even carry them over with us into the spirit world. I was told by the being that it was as important to forgive ourselves of our mistakes as it was to forgive others. The earth was a place for us to experiment and learn. We would make mistakes along the way, but we would learn from our mistakes. Because we would make mistakes, it was important for us to learn to forgive ourselves. I have learned that even God, the greatest of all, forgives us our sins and mistakes. Not being able to forgive ourselves only holds us back and keeps us from progressing. Our fear of personal failure is a quagmire which keeps us from trying anything. I felt whole and complete and more fully alive than at any time I can ever remember.